It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Thursday, the 20th of August. I'm Michael Groff. Somewhat of a respite from the extreme heat over the next few days as moisture levels increase, leading to better chances of showers and thunderstorms across parts of the state, including the valley. But what about the weather for next week? Are we actually going to have some semblance of a monsoon to close out the month of August? Let's dive in and talk about it. I know it's going to sound like a broken record, but here I am talking about broken records again. Yesterday, 115 degrees was the afternoon high. That, by the way, is the 42nd time this year we've had a high temperature of 110 plus. We long since shattered that old record of 33 days back in 2011. The morning low was 91, and the normal high seems like an autumn breeze at 104 degrees, the normal low 83. Outside now here at 8:40 a.m., a lot of high clouds out there, mostly cloudy sky in the valley, looking at 97 degrees at Sky Harbor, dew point up at 61, relative humidity 31%, wind from the north at 7, and the barometer is falling. Temperatures out there this morning were held up overnight thanks to some clouds, even a few isolated thunderstorms around. We are mostly in the 90s. By the way, the low temperature this morning at Sky Harbor so far has been 95 degrees. If that holds through midnight, that'll set another daily record for a record warm low temperature. It will also be the second warmest low we've ever had. The upper air pattern across the country is very slowly starting to change. We still have the trough in the east and our sprawling ridge out here in the west, but that ridge is weakening, and as it does, the air will begin to destabilize here a bit more across Arizona today for a slight increase in the number of showers and storms. And you see on the satellite picture this morning some clouds across central Arizona, even an isolated shower or two ongoing at this hour. Here's the watch warning map. Heat advisories and excessive heat warnings still the big story out here through the southwestern United States, including Metro Phoenix, where our excessive heat warning extends through 8 p.m. this evening. After today, temperatures are still going to remain above average, but the record-setting heat, the extreme heat, should take a little bit of a break. The convective outlook for today, a marginal risk of severe storms extends from the Rockies out into the central and northern plain states, as well as over parts of the southeast U.S. And in Arizona, a marginal risk for the fourth day in a row for southeast and south central Arizona from Douglas, Bisbee, and Sierra Vista up toward the Tucson area, Casa Grande, and the Phoenix metro. And the primary risk from storms again today will be strong, damaging straight-line winds, maybe a microburst or two. Blowing dust will be possible, but there is that secondary threat of some locally heavy rain and some small hail, especially over the higher terrain. Taking a look at the tropics in the Atlantic Basin, three systems of concern out here. We've got a wave over the central Caribbean, we have tropical depression number 13, and we have a wave coming off the African coast. Looking at that lead wave over the central Caribbean, the modeling on this, and a majority of the models bring it across the Yucatan up into the western Gulf toward the Texas or Louisiana coast. A few bring it into central Mexico, where it may even have implications on our weather way down the road. But we don't know right now. I mean, this thing hasn't even formed into a tropical depression. It does not even have a discernible center of circulation just yet, or at least a very organized one. So we're not going to worry about it just yet, just something to watch. Behind that, there's tropical depression number 13. And the official track from the National Hurricane Center keeps it pretty close to the islands, maybe even some interaction with Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, and Cuba, and that would help to keep it under hurricane strength. Also, it will be encountering some dry air, so the center of circulation is shown to be somewhat just to the southwest of Tampa Bay by late Monday night or Tuesday morning. But again, this is likely to change somewhat over the next few days. Looking at modeling off the GFS ensemble, pretty similar to the Hurricane Center forecast track, maybe just slightly to the north. And the intensity guidance, most models keep this as a tropical storm, although there are a couple of outliers that bring it up to a major hurricane out here over the next few days. Getting a bit closer to home here in the East Pacific, we've got Hurricane Genevieve off the southern tip of Baja. This is still just barely holding on to hurricane strength. As you can see, it is becoming more disorganized as it encounters cooler water and has interaction with land. It will be moving up the west coast of Mexico, kind of hugging the coast for a while. The Hurricane Center brings it a little bit further to the north and west and has it fizzling out well off the Baja coast. The tropical models, interestingly enough, many of them try to bring the remnant low or whatever's left of it up into southern or central California in coming days. That is certainly possible. We're seeing a growing consensus on the models for that. But in terms of implications on our weather, some of this moisture will make its way up into the Gulf and into the southwestern United States for better chances of storms potentially this weekend, although there is still some degree of uncertainty with that. Speaking of, precipitation around here valid through next Thursday morning from the WPC. Rain amounts in Phoenix, a few hundredths of an inch, maybe a tenth of an inch. Generally 1/2 inch or less for the higher terrain of the Rim, Eastern Mountains, Southeast Arizona. But any one spot can always get more than what's shown here, as you know, during the monsoon. This represents an average over the region. But let's take a look at modeling, see what's going on with this weather pattern in more detail as we take a look at the GFS, the 06Z run valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And the major features on the board include Genevieve down there along the Baja coast and our ridge over the southwestern United States. It is weakening a bit, so down at the surface, we'll have a lot of high clouds around this morning, partly cloudy by this afternoon, high temperatures 108 to 111. The record high for this afternoon, 113, set last year. And I would not be so bold as to suggest we couldn't tie that. Why not? It's 2020. We've been breaking records all over the place, but I would say it's more unlikely than in recent days. Widely scattered showers and thunderstorms develop over the high country. They will move toward the deserts this afternoon, and atmospheric parameters are looking more favorable for storms to get in here today. Now let's check it out off the HRRR. This is the simulated radar product at 5 o'clock this afternoon, showing widely scattered storms moving toward the valley at that time. And the atmospheric instability, CAPE values. This is convective available potential energy. CAPE values up around 1,000 to 1,200 joules per kilogram here over south central Arizona. Some of the mesoanalysis has most unstable CAPE values over 2,000 joules. So that says to me that we certainly have more instability. Moisture levels are a bit higher, so we will see an increase in the number of showers and storms today. And I would suspect still the biggest threat from any storms would be blowing dust, strong damaging straight line winds, maybe a microburst. But certainly a few storms will put down some locally heavy rain and maybe some small hail. Tonight, the slight chance of showers and storms continues at least through the evening hours, overnight lows in the 80s. And then tomorrow, partly cloudy, widely scattered storms fire up again. They'll make their way toward the valley again. Will they make it in here? Well, I think if today is active, I think tomorrow will be a bit less so. The atmosphere might get worked over, but we will see a slow increase in the amount of moisture, thanks in part to Genevieve to our south and west. As we get to the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the number of showers and storms increases as moisture from Genevieve looks to move on in here. Confidence in this solution is not overly high, but high enough where we'll bump up the chances of storms just a bit for us here in the valley. And scattered showers and storms will be more likely over the high country, so if you're planning to head up there, do keep that in mind. High temperatures with the added moisture and cloud cover should be lower. Highs mostly between about 103 and 107 each day. As we go to next week, forecast confidence goes down just a bit as the model spread grows, but it looks like Monday could be less active convectively given our weekend storms. High temperatures would still be pretty close to 110, maybe just shy of that for Phoenix. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, there is some growing consensus on the idea of deeper moisture coming into Arizona. That still remains a little up in the air, so I've kind of split the difference here and put slight chances of storms into the forecast, but kept high temperatures on the higher side of guidance, mostly trending in the 107 to 111 bracket. As we go to a week from today, this is Thursday, the 27th of August. We still have high pressure just around or north of the Four Corners for a monsoon flow continuing, easterly flow, showers and storms still possible in the afternoon and evening hours. And then going out 10 days to the end of the period, this is Saturday, the 29th. GFS shows a shortwave trough moving into the Great Basin at that time, maybe interacting with some of the deeper moisture here for a brief upswing in showers and storms before we would dry out. But this is 10 days from now, and I'll bet you $1 that that changes between now and then. And let's look at precipitation off of the European ensemble, and a good number of the members are now showing rainfall in here over the next couple of weeks. The ensemble mean not overly impressive, but creeping up slowly to around 0.4 of an inch or so, which compared to where it was seems like a deluge. Here we go, temperatures off the European ensemble trending down as we head into the weekend. There might be a bump next week, kind of a split camp on this idea. If deeper moisture comes in, certainly temperatures would be lower than what is shown here. And that'll do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video back here tomorrow morning. If you enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe, like, share, and click that notification bell so that whenever a brand new video is posted, you'll get the notice. Your comments, questions, and suggestions always encouraged as well. Thanks so much for watching. Really do appreciate it, everybody. You guys be safe out there. Stay cool. Drink plenty of water. Watch your kids around the swimming pool. And have yourselves a fantastic Thursday.